We already know that verbs are used to describe an action or a state, and that adverbs, amongst other things, can be used to modify a verb. In this lesson, we're going to learn to recognise adverbials, which are slightly different to adverbs. An adverbial is a word or phrase that is used to adjust or modify the meaning of a verb, phrase, or clause. Adverbials give additional information about how, when, or where an action takes place within the rest of the sentence. This may sound very similar to an adverb, so what's the difference? Well, an adverb is simply a type of word, like an adjective, verb, or noun. These are called word classes. An adverbial, however, is the information in the sentence that tells us how, when, or where the action is taking place. In this lesson, we'll explore a particular type of adverbial called a fronted adverbial. This is simply an adverbial that has been moved to the front of the sentence. Let's start with an example that shows how the action happened. Slowly and silently, the moon appeared above us. Slowly and silently is the adverbial, as it's describing how the moon appeared. The adverbs here are the words slowly and silently, whereas the adverbial is the whole phrase slowly and silently. Since this is at the start of the sentence, we can say this is a fronted adverbial that gives information on how the action was carried out. Okay, let's try another. With his hands behind his back, the boy ate the pasta from the bowl. Is there text that gives us extra information about eating the pasta? Well, yes there is, with his hands behind his back. So this shows us how it was eaten. Since it's at the beginning of the sentence, it's a fronted adverbial. Do you notice anything in common between this sentence and the previous one? Well, they both had a comma after the adverbial. Let's have a look at one more example. Tired and exhausted, the small girl fell asleep. So what's the adverbial? Well, it's tired and exhausted, as it's telling us how she fell asleep. And look, there's the comma too, just after the fronted adverbial. So adverbials give information about the action in the rest of the sentence. They can show how, where, or when the action takes place. Fronted adverbials go at the beginning of the sentence, and they're always followed by a comma.